11s, let's continue now with our functions. So the first one is sine theta, which is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite hypotenuse. The next one, adjacent and hypotenuse. So cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then the third one, still theta, opposite and adjacent. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. SOHCAHTOA. This is what you need to know. This works in a right-angled triangle. It works in a right-angled triangle. Okay, so we're looking now at try now 11. Try now 11 on page 447. Try now 11. Find the value of the unknown in each of the following right-angled triangles. So the question is, which function, which method are we going to use? So the first one, if you look there, I would say it is the sine function. Sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Then I substitute sine 44 is equal to 7 over k. Now this time we want to find the hypotenuse. And now we're going to say bottom divide. So these two swap places. So k is equal to 7 over sine 44. So which method now? Divide. Bottom divide. So 7 divide by sine 44 is equal to, and I have 10.1, rounding to 3 significant figures. Number B, which function? Cosine. So cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Substitute. So cosine 36 degrees is then equal to 11 over n. Can you see that it's the included angle? Which method? Bottom divide. 11 divide by cosine 36. On your calculator, 11 divide by cosine 36 is equal to 13.6. 13.6. Number C. Which function? Tan. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. If we substitute now, tan 40 degrees is equal to, look at the angle, this one is opposite, the 200, and this one is adjacent m. Which method now? Bottom divide. Bottom divide. So 200 divide by tan 40. 200 divide by tan 40 degrees is equal to 238. 238. Number D. Which function? Sine. So sine 36 is equal to 17 over p. Which method? Bottom divide. So p is equal to 17 divided by sine 36. So 17 divided by sine 36 is equal to 28.9. 28.9. Number E. Which function? What would you say? Sine. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Substitute. Sine 25 is equal to 12 over x. How do I get the bottom one? Bottom divide. So x is equal to 12 divided by sine 25. So 12 divided by sine 25 is equal to 28.4. 28.4. Number G. Which function? No. First number F. Sorry. Number F. Which function? It will again be tan. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So tan 60 degrees is equal to 9 over y. How do I get the bottom one? Which method? Bottom divide. So 9 divide by tan 60. 9 divide by tan 60. 9 divide by tan 60 is equal to 5.20. Look at the rounding every time. 3 significant figures. 3 significant figures. Now it's number G. Which function? Sine. Sine theta is opposite over adjacent. Substitute. Sine 28 is equal to 6 over z. Which method? Bottom divide. So it's 6 divide by sine 28 and 6 divide by sine 28 is equal to 12.8. 12.8. And the very last one there on that exercise, number H, which function? And that one will again be tan. So tan theta is opposite over adjacent. The sides tell me what to choose. Substitute. Tan 61 is equal. Now look, the 7 is opposite the adjacent. Which method? Bottom divide. So 7 divide by tan 61. 7 divide by tan 61 is equal to 3.88. 3.88. Right, now at number 2, you have a mixed exercise now where you must decide every time, is it sine, cosine, or tan? Which function are we using now there? So it's every time the decision. Which function, which method? So number 2 now, it's still part of that try now 11 that we are busy with. Find the values of the unknown in each of the right-angled triangles. The lengths are in centimeters there. So if we look at the first one, which function will it be? Tan. So tan 12, tan 51 is equal to A over 12, opposite over adjacent. Which method? Top times. So A is equal to, I'm going to multiply them now, 12 times tan 51 is equal to 14.8. 14.8. The next one, number B. Which function? Cosine. So cosine 29 is equal to 25 over B. Which method now? Bottom divide. Bottom divide. So 25 divide by cosine 29 is equal to 28.6. 28.6. Number C. Which function? Which function now? Sine. So sine 19 is equal to C over 22. Which method? Top times. So it's then sine 19 times 22 is equal to 22 times sine 19. Just want to see if it makes a difference. So C is then 7.16. Question D. Which function? There we're actually finding the third side. Can you see that this time it's going to be Pythagoras, 7 squared plus 8 squared. Now the third side is still Pythagoras. We can get those questions. So it will then be 7 squared plus 8 squared. And my answer is 10.6. 10.6. Number E. You must please try them on your own. Don't just write it off here, then it won't help you. Which function? Cosine 49 is equal to 15 over E. cosine function. Which method? Bottom divide. Bottom divide. So 15 divided by cosine 49 is equal to 22.9. 22.9. Number F. There it's again Pythagorean, so it will be 25 squared minus 10 squared. So 25 squared minus 10 squared is equal to 22.9. 22.9. Number G. Again, it's Pythagorean. So 7 squared minus 6 squared. We've been looking at that now. By now, this should be very easy for you. 7 squared minus 6 squared is equal to 3.61. Number H. Which function there? Cosine. So cosine 44 is equal to h over 7. Which method? Top times. Top times. So 7 times cosine 44 is equal to 5.04. I. Which function? This time it's sine. Sine 37.3 is equal to I over 8. I over 8. Which method? Top times. So 8 times sine 37.7 is equal to 4.89. 4.89. Right, the next one is J. Which function there? It's again Pythagorean that you will do there. So it is then 8, the square root of 8.5 squared plus 6.5 squared close. Okay. I didn't put brackets in, so I'll have to redo it now. 8.5 squared plus 6.5 squared close is equal to, you need to use those brackets, 10.7. Now ijk, which function for k? Cosine. Can you see that included angle? So cosine 63.2 is equal to 8 over k. Now, which method? Bottom divide. So now we're going to say 8 divided by cosine 63.2 is equal to 17.7. 17.7. L, which function now? Tan. So tan 72 is equal to L over 5. Which method? Top times. Top times. So it's 5 times tan 72 is equal to 15.4. 15.4. M is again Pythagorean. We'll subtract this time. So it's 130 squared minus 120 squared, close the bracket, is equal to 50. Then N, which function now? Which function would you say? I would say it's sine again, sine 52, which is equal to 13 over n. Which method? Bottom divide. So 13 divided by sine 52 is equal to 16.5. 16.5. And O, the last one then there, which function will we use? Tan. So tan 38 is equal to 9 over O. Which method? Bottom divide. 9 divided by tan 38 is equal to 11.5. So this is now a very nice mixed exercise on this. At try now 11, you will see there you have some word sums that you can do. So I would like you to look at them also. Try now 12. And now we're going to look at the last one where we find the angles. To find the angles. So I'm busy now with try now 14, page 451. To find the angle. So it's still the same thing. First we find the top one, then we find the bottom one, and this time we're going to find the angle. So you've got two sides there. So we're basically going to do it in the same way. It's just that we have to find an angle now and not the side. So again, my question is which function? This is opposite, this is adjacent, so it is the tan function. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. Substitute tan theta, this is what I want to calculate now, the angle, and it is then 6/8. Now to find theta, the angle, we have to use the second function button on our calculator. So you're going to press now shift, tan, and then brackets. We have to use brackets here around that. 6 divided by 8, close the bracket, is equal to, and you see we're finding an angle now. Angles to 1 decimal place. So I repeat, second function tan, brackets, 6 divided by 8, close the bracket, is equal to, and that's how you find that angle. That's how we find the angle. Right, let's look at the next one. The picture looks like this. 9, 19, and B. So the question is again, which function am I going to use? Cosine. Look at the included angle. So cosine B is equal to, is equal to 9/19. To get the angle, you have to use brackets there and the second function. So shift, cosine, brackets, 9 divided by 19, close the bracket, is equal to, and I got 61.7 degrees. This is degrees now every time. Number C looks like this, 12, 16, C. Which function are you going to use now? Which function? So we can look here, this is the opposite and the hypotenuse, sorry. So that is the sine function. So sine C is 12/16. To find the angle, so we press now shift, sine, brackets, 12 divided by 16, close the bracket, is equal to 48.6 degrees. Question D. It looks like this. There's D, 11, and 12. Which function will we have this time? Look at the marked angle. This is opposite, this is adjacent, so this is tan. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So tan theta now, or D, is equal to 12/11. Second function tan to find the angle. So we press second function tan, brackets, 12 divided by 11, close the bracket, is equal to, and I got 47.5 degrees. Degrees there. Number E, this time it looks like this. 8 and 17, this is E. So let's first look at the angles. This one is opposite. This one is the hypotenuse. No, sorry, this one is not the hypotenuse. Here's the 90-degree angle here. So this one will be adjacent. So it's again tan. So tan E is equal to opposite over adjacent. So E is second function tan. So we press second function tan, brackets, 8 divided by 17, close, is equal to 25.2 degrees. And the very last one, number F, there you are, 12.3, this is F, and 26.4. Which function will we use? This one is again opposite. This is the hypotenuse. So sine F is then equal to 12.3 over 26.4. We want the angle, that's why we use second function sine this time, and it is then 12.3 divided by 26.4, close the calculator, is equal to 27.8 degrees. So now we've looked at all the different methods that we have.
Get uncapped internet from as little as $500 million a month. Contact us now or find us on Facebook. Whitel, your internet service provider. Great combo deal from Choppies. Top Score maize meal 10 kilograms, Buck Pro Fed Cook flour 10 kilograms, Polana Elbow 3 kilograms, Rice King 10 kilograms, Sugar King 5 kilograms, white or brown sugar, and Polana 1 kilogram spaghetti for only $499.95. Choppies, great value for your money.
On trigonometry number 4, it is still right angle triangles. This is the background knowledge that you need to know now. In a right angle triangle, this is the opposite side, opposite the marked angle. This one is adjacent, next to, and the hypotenuse is always opposite the 90 degrees. You need to understand that. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine theta is that included angle, easy to identify. And tan theta is opposite over adjacent, where no hypotenuse is involved. So we're going to ask ourselves two questions. Which function, which method? And now we're looking at the methods, and that is top times, bottom divide, angle second function. That's what we're going to do. Right, so we're looking now at try now 16 on page 453, and this is a very nice mixed exercise now on right angle triangles. Right, so the first one, the picture looks like this, and 27 degrees, 100, and we have to find BC first. They give you that hint also because you don't have enough information in this triangle here. So this is BC. The question is, which function will I use? Start with the angle and look which sides do you have. That one is opposite and that one is hypotenuse. So this one will be sine 27 is equal to BC over 100. Which method? Top times, so you will multiply there, and I got 45.399. Do not round off now. Go for 5 significant figures. In your final answer, you will round off. Otherwise, we have too many mistakes. Now we go to this one. We want to find D. Which 2 sides do you have from the angle? This is the opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. So it will be sine again. So sine D is equal to, now I use that unrounded information, over 85. Which method? Angle second function. So D is equal to, and I got 32.3 degrees. Angles are rounded to 1 decimal place, unless they say something else. Right, the next one, or this is actually number B now. So there's again, every time here we have 2 right angle triangles, 5, 7, 6. So we have to find D, and D is actually this whole angle there. But we'll have to find separately those 2 angles. So the question is, which function are we going to use? Included angles, so it is cosine. So cosine theta is then equal to 5 over 7, adjacent over the hypotenuse. Second function cosine, and then I got that theta is equal to 44.415 degrees. Now we go over to this one. It's also that included angle. It will again be cosine theta, but this time it's 6 over, no, it will be 5 over 6. Because this is your hypotenuse then there, in this case now here. Second function cosine theta is 33.55 degrees. If I add my 2 to get that big angle there, I can say that angle D is 78 degrees, rounding to 1 decimal place. Right. Question 2. It's again a right angle triangle, and then a second one, 60, 3, 7, and the whole side here is 8. Now, we want to calculate AD, this one here now. So, which function? Let your eyes go to the angle. I work from there. It means this is adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse there, because there's the 90 degrees. So, cosine, the included angle. So, cosine 60 degrees is then equal to AD over 2.3. Which method? Top times, we'll just multiply there, and then we get 1.5 meters there. Right, question B. Now, we need to find DC now here. We know this whole one is 8. That one is 1.5. So the answer is 6.5. That's very easy. And then we go to number C. Now you have to find angle C. So this is now in this triangle. We know this is 6.5. Again, which function? Cosine. It's the included angle there. So cosine C is equal to 6.5 over 7. Second function cosine. Some calculators you have to use extra brackets there, and my answer is 21.8 degrees. 21.8 degrees. Right, question 3. So we've got that pole there in the middle. There's a triangle and there's a triangle. 8, 7, 54, and 5. Okay, so AB and PQ are 2 taut wires and supported by those vertical pole lines. A is 7 meters apart from F here,